In the quiet town of Willow Brooks, where the wind whispered secrets through the skeletal branches of ancient trees, 4 friends gathered on a stormy night. Liam, Evelyn, Henry, and Amelia were inseparable, known for their love of all mysterious and eerie things. On this fateful evening, they stumbled upon an old, abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town, hidden among the overgrown weeds and gnarled vines. Curiosity overcame them as they approached the dilapidated mansion, its windows shattered like the eyes of a long-forgotten soul. The door creaked open as if inviting them in, and the friends hesitated for a moment before stepping into the dark abyss within. The air was thick with dust, and the only sound was the distant howling of the wind. As their eyes adjusted to the dim light, the friends discovered a hidden laboratory in the bowels of the mansion. Strange contraptions lined the shelves, covered in dusty white sheets that seemed to cling to the air like ghostly apparitions. In the center of the room stood an imposing invention, its purpose unclear but radiating an ominous energy. Henry, the most adventurous of the group, couldn't resist the urge to investigate. He removed the dusty sheet, revealing a peculiar device adorned with arcane symbols. A plaque beside it read, "The Spectral Resonator. Unleash the Unseen." The friends exchanged nervous glances, but decided to activate the machine, their curiosity overpowering their apprehension. With a flick of a switch, the room erupted in an eerie glow. The spectral resonator hummed with an otherworldly resonance, and the air grew heavy with an invisible force. Suddenly, the room was filled with the echoes of ghostly whispers, as if the spirits of the mansion had awakened from their long slumber. A cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing the flickering candles that lined the shelves. Shadows danced on the walls, taking on sinister shapes that seemed to reach out for the intruders. The friends felt a chill run down their spines, and a sense of dread settled over them. As they tried to flee, the entrance door slammed shut with a deafening echo, trapping them inside. Panic set in as the friends realized they had unleashed something beyond their understanding. The spectral resonator had bridged the gap between the living and the dead, opening a portal to a realm that should have remained undisturbed. Whispers grew louder, and ethereal figures materialized in the shadows. Faces twisted in agony and despair stared at the friends, their eyes reflecting the pain of a forgotten existence. The air became suffocating as the spectral entities closed in, their ghostly fingers reaching for the intruders. Desperation seized the friends as they searched for a way to reverse the dark ritual they had unwittingly performed. The arcane symbols on the spectral resonator glowed with an unnatural intensity, and the room pulsed with an otherworldly energy. It became clear that the only way to seal the portal was to find the missing pieces of a shattered amulet hidden within the mansion. The friends split up, navigating the labyrinthine corridors of the haunted mansion in a desperate quest for the amulet fragments. As they searched, the apparitions became more aggressive, whispering malevolent secrets that clawed at the edges of their sanity. Evelyn, trembling with fear, stumbled upon a forgotten library. Dust-covered books lined the shelves, their pages filled with arcane knowledge and forbidden rituals. In the dim light, she discovered a hidden compartment containing the first piece of the amulet. A sudden gust of wind extinguished the candles, plunging the room into darkness. Evelyn could feel unseen eyes watching her as she fumbled to rekindle the flames. Meanwhile, Liam and Amelia explored the decaying ballroom, where ghostly figures waltzed in eternal agony. As they danced through the shadows, the second piece of the amulet revealed itself atop an old grand piano. The spectral dancers closed in on the duo, their hollow eyes pleading for release. Henry, determined to find the last fragment, ventured into the mansion's basement. A flickering light led him to a hidden chamber, where the final piece of the amulet lay atop a dusty altar. The air grew thick with malevolence, and whispers urged Henry to abandon his quest. Yet he pressed on, driven by a desperate need to save his friends. With all 3 pieces in hand, the friends reconvened in the laboratory, their breaths shallow and hearts pounding. The spectral resonator pulsed with increasing intensity, threatening to consume them and the mansion in its unholy energy. As they assembled the amulet, a guttural growl echoed through the room, and the spectral entities materialized into grotesque forms, enraged by the intrusion. With a collective effort, the friends activated the amulet, channeling its power to close the portal. The mansion quaked as the spectral figures writhed in agony, their wails echoing through the corridors. The friends clung to each other, their eyes squeezed shut against the blinding light. When the trembling ceased, they cautiously opened their eyes to find the mansion restored to its desolate state. The spectral resonator lay dormant, its ominous glow extinguished. The friends, pale and shaken, stood in the eerie silence, realizing the gravity of their actions. As they made their way back through the mansion, the wind outside whispered a somber melody, carrying with it the echoes of the spirits they had disturbed. Willowbrook's hollow returned to its quiet slumber, the mansion once again hidden behind the overgrown weeds and gnarled vines. The friends, forever changed by their encounter with the unknown, vowed never to speak of the haunted mansion and the horrors they had unleashed. Yet in the still of the night, when the wind whispered through the skeletal branches, they could still hear the faint echoes of ghostly whispers, a reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead. It all began in the quaint town of Sycamore Ridge, where Dr. William Harkin, a brilliant but reclusive scientist, dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. The year was 2030, and Harkin's reputation soared with each groundbreaking invention. However, his insatiable curiosity led him to the forbidden realm of dark science. One fateful night, while tinkering in his hidden laboratory, Harkin stumbled upon an ancient manuscript that spoke of an otherworldly dimension called the Abyss. The manuscript claimed that this dimension held the key to unimaginable power and knowledge. Driven by an obsession to push the boundaries of science, Harkin began to decipher the cryptic text and uncovered a series of forbidden rituals. As Harkin delved deeper into the manuscript, he discovered the existence of a gateway between our world and the abyss. The gateway required a complex concoction of rare elements, harvested under a blood moon, and a sacrifice of life. The scientist's moral compass wavered, but the allure of untold secrets and unimaginable power eclipsed his reservations. One stormy night, under the crimson glow of a blood moon, Harkin completed the ritual. The air crackled with malevolent energy as the gateway to the abyss creaked open. An unsettling feeling settled over Sycamore Ridge, as if the town itself recoiled from the unleashed darkness. Unbeknownst to Harkin, the gateway became a two-way passage, allowing the malevolent entities from the abyss to seep into our reality. As the gateway stabilized, eerie whispers echoed through Sycamore Ridge. Residents reported strange sights, nightmares plagued their sleep, and an indescribable fear gripped the town. Harkin, oblivious to the consequences of his actions, reveled in the newfound power and knowledge bestowed upon him by the abyss. In his laboratory, the whispers grew louder. Shadows danced across the walls, taking sinister forms that whispered forbidden truths into Harkin's mind. The once respected scientist descended into madness, his eyes reflecting the unholy knowledge that coursed through his veins. With each passing day, Harkin's experiments grew more disturbing. He created inventions that defied the laws of nature, merging technology with the eldritch energies of the abyss. His most notorious creation was the Void Engine, a device capable of harnessing the raw power of the otherworldly dimension. The Void Engine, powered by the sacrificed souls of unwitting victims, granted Harkin the ability to manipulate reality itself. He could bend time, alter perceptions, and unleash eldritch horrors upon Sycamore Ridge. The once thriving town became a twisted playground for the mad scientist and the entities he had unleashed. As Sycamore Ridge succumbed to darkness, Harkin's madness reached its zenith. His body underwent grotesque transformations, and his mind merged with the eldritch entities that now roamed the town. The boundary between man and monster blurred as Harkin became a living conduit for the abyss. The townspeople, desperate and terrified, rally together to confront the source of their torment. Armed with makeshift weapons and ancient knowledge passed down through generations, they ventured into Harkon's laboratory, where the gateway to the abyss pulsated with malevolent energy. The battle against Harkon and the eldritch entities was fierce and nightmarish. Reality itself seemed to warp and twist as the townspeople fought against the horrors unleashed upon them. The Void Engine, fueled by the suffering of the innocent, lashed out with eldritch energy that tore through the fabric of existence. In the heart of the laboratory, the townspeople confronted Harkon, whose form had become an amalgamation of man and monster. The air was thick with despair as the final battle unfolded. Each blow struck against Harkon reverberated through the very fabric of the abyss, threatening to collapse the gateway and seal off the horrors once and for all. As the battle raged on, a brave few managed to reach the Void Engine, the source of Harkon's power. With a desperate plan in mind, they sacrificed themselves to disrupt the energy flow, destabilizing the eldritch machinery. The sacrifice triggered a cataclysmic chain reaction that threatened to consume everything. In a blinding burst of light, the gateway to the abyss collapsed, pulling Harkon and the eldritch entities back into the dark dimension from which they came. The laboratory crumbled, and Sycamore Ridge began to heal from the horrors that had plagued it. Sycamore Ridge was forever changed by the events that unfolded. The once thriving town became a somber reminder of the dangers that lurked in the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. The echoes of the abyss lingered in the shadows of a cautionary tale whispered from generation to generation. The tale of Dr. William Harkon served as a chilling warning against the temptation to unlock the secrets of the unknown. As the survivors of Sycamore Ridge rebuilt their lives, they carried with them the scars of a nightmarish chapter in their town's history, a chapter etched in the annals of science horror inventions.